Today we are rehousing African land snails. The setup is pretty simple. You should be careful when you're building the bins. Is one of the babies next to it. Hello creature lovers and welcome to the universe. My name is Martin from Creepy Creatures Universe and we are doing a lot of invertebrate content. So if you like invertebrates and invertebrate content, you should hit that subscribe button. And now we are going straight into the bin. Today we are rehousing our Limicolaria agatina because the bin is getting too small and they started breeding, which is a cool thing, but we will run out of space. The setup is pretty simple. It's a tropical African land snail. So we have a 45-liter bin linked in the description if you're interested. And I didn't build that up here because I don't have enough and big enough buckets, which is what is inside here. It's pretty simple. We have a base substrate, which is peat, coconut coir, and a little bit of humus. And then there is calcium added in. I go with about a cup of this for 10 liters. That works pretty well. And we have a lot of moss on the backside that always stays damp, and leaf lid on top. That's basically it. That's the setup. I think I don't need to show you how I mixed the substrate. It's pretty mixing all together, putting it into the bin. As you can see, the substrate has a depth of about 10 centimeters or 4 inches, so they can fully burrow themselves. What else will we put in? Of course, food. And as so often, we go with carrots. This time, no protein. And if we go with protein, we try to use plant protein and, pretty important, springtails. Does it work? I think so. If not, grab a bit more, have fun. Thanks a lot. And of course, calcium. I put it just here in the corner. And yes, of course, leaching sticks. You should be careful when you're building the bins or terrariums for Limicolarias because they like to climb, but they are not very good at it. Which means they can fall to the ground and hit their shells and destroy their shells. So you don't want to overdo that. And you should watch out to not have any hard surfaces in there, like stones or something like that, or ceramic bowls or something. I know the water bowl is always a thing. We will have that thing in a few minutes as well, because we have a glass water bowl, but I think it's better to use a glass water bowl than to use no water bowl. And we need to make a bit of space. Here we have our animals. Whoops. And as you can see right now, some are sticking to sides and tops. And there are the babies, which will basically be pretty easy to rehouse them because they really don't stick very good. Here we have some easygoing things. And guys, this is the size they are fully grown. They don't get bigger. And here is one of the babies next to it. Isn't that cool? And yes, of course, they don't get bigger, they stay at this size. So maybe they are an option if you want to have giant African land snails and you're not allowed to. I'm not sure if you're allowed to keep Limicolarias then. And here comes the fun fact, guys. Basically, we are not even sure if Limicolaria agatina is a own species. There is a working group in Germany that is currently working on the species status of Limicolaria agatina because they say there is no difference in between agatina and Flammea, and the difference in shell is not as consistent enough to say it's a own species. So let's see what DNA testings will bring, and if agatina in reality is Flammea with a different coloration. And oh yes, I'm picking mini shells everywhere. And I need to show you something when we done with the picking or the first picking, because they will stay like this. Here we have a tiny baby outside. Hope it's possible to see it on camera, but I think so. I mean, it's 4K. Ah, that worked pretty well. Sometimes they let go if you gentle touch them, but no interest in this case. Okay, so we stick to the babies at first. Oh my god, is there a lot of babies? I think I have already 10 or something. Oh, there is a little bit bigger one. So there are two options. One, this one eats more than the others. Or we had a clutch earlier that we didn't notice. That's easy. We moved that. Ah, another bigger one. Okay, we definitely had another clutch. A small clutch. And this is where it becomes work. Now we have to separate all the babies outside. And I'm not sure how that will go. I mean, here on the lid it's pretty easy. You just need to gentle tap them and they let go. This is not pulling away, it's just gentle tapping. And they're rolling around here. What about you? Yes. Have you heard the... No, I think you don't. But you could hear when it let the lid go. It makes a squeezing noise or something like that. Ah, that's cool. That one was hanging on a droplet. And the small ones are already on the move. So they are going to feed, they are going to do their thing. And we have another one. I think we're over 10 now, a lot over 10. But that's just the beginning, guys. Let me show you something. I think there are still some Limicolaria babies are coming. So we won't put that box aside or clean that box completely up because there are eggs everywhere. On the other side, really everywhere. And that's so pretty cool. Wanna let go now, huh? What about you? Can we play a game which means you leave? Come on. And here you can use water to spray if you don't get them up. But I think we will take the time. We give them another little spray here, just because we had it open pretty long, for a little bit more moisture. We will set up, or we will transfer the other animals as well. And now to the keeping conditions. It's pretty simple, guys. Everyone says room temperature. They are tropical animals from Africa, so room temperature is a little bit on the downside. I would say keep them at about 24 to 25 degrees, and they are pretty happy. They are pretty cool animals with a decent size, but not that big. There is just one thing, guys. Those Limicolarias are group animals. They feel pretty safe in big groups. That's why you should keep them in groups from about 4 to 6. And 4 to 6 Limicolaria means a lot of babies. So if you want to keep Limicolaria, make your mind up and think about how you prevent having too much babies and what you're doing with the babies. I know a lot of the snail fans don't want to hear this, but fact is, there are a lot of animals that are feeding on snails. So if you know somebody who has some kind of these animals, or a zoo store that sells feeding snails, you should consider that to get your offspring going. Fact is, you saw how much babies there are inside, you saw how much clutches there are, and they are overwhelming you if you don't think what to do. And yes, of course, everybody's saying, you need to go through the bin or through the terrarium and just take out the eggs. This is a 45-liter bin, and it's about half full with substrate. I mean, and there are 6 adult snails inside. How often do you want to go through 25 liters of substrate without disturbing the snails all the time and without missing a clutch? Wish you all the best with that. That won't work. If you're keeping snails that have that kind of reproduction rate, or you want to keep snails with that kind of reproduction rate, make your mind up, think about it, what to do with the offspring. And never ever consider you're taking out all of the clutches. I know nobody who keeps his snails in a proper way to say it's like they, or near to how they live in the wild, and is able to get all clutches out. I know nobody. Everybody is missing clutches. And with that said, oh no, stop. If you are going for some snails like this, Limicolaria, or you choose the big giant African land snails, the agatinas, or the agatina complex, always go for agatinas. Why? Lis agatina can lay up to 300 eggs per clutch, and agatinas, I think the species with the most eggs has about 30 to 50 or something. and there are species that are having 10 to 12 or 20 eggs or something. If you miss a clutch from them, you have a chance to get rid of the offspring. If you miss a Lasagna agatina fulica clutch, or 2 clutches, as always, you have 2 snails, you have 2 clutches, you have about 200 to 400 babies. Good luck with getting rid of them. And with that being said, we're taking the box with us down, maybe, I think. We're gentle getting these 2 snails over there, but this will be a time game, so I don't wanna steal your time by watching me trying to tap the snails down from the sides. Nothing more to say besides wish you all the best. Have great 3 days. If you like content like this, hit that subscribe button. That helps out a lot with the algorithm. And see you in the universe. Bye bye.